Good morning, everyone. Today's class, we are going to learn about the story of village Palam. So, as you know, the social science divided into different. So, history, geography, economics, and political science. So, since 8th standard, so we have only the three parts, and in ninth and 10th standard, so we are going to learn even the economics also as a separate division. So, in this chapter, through this chapter, we are going to learn the basic concept of production and as well as the different economic activities. So please keep in your mind economic activities in the sense it is all about the development of individual and as well as the country and the different sectors such as primary and secondary and tertiary and I would like to tell in a single word it is all about um, money related activities, money related activities. Why? Because this is all whatever we are learning in this section in economics, so these are all completely related to the money activities, whether agriculture, industry, or all other sections. And even it is that shows that the standard of the life, the lifestyle. See, here in this chapter, we are going to learn the basic concepts which are related to the production, which are related to production. So we are going to learn with the example of a village, which is called as a Palanpur. So don't think and don't search, is there any village in this name? No, actually it is one of the hypothetical village. That means it is one of the imaginary one. So there is no village, but through this, by studying this village as an example in this, to learn about the basic concepts which are related to the production activities, so we are studying in this chapter. Actually in this hypothetical Palampur, in this village, the farming is the main activity. The farming is the main activity in this village. And even whereas several other activities also we can say, such as even the small scale manufacturing and even the dairy, transport, and all other the different kinds of activities. So in a limited scale which are existed in this village, or the people of this village they are practicing. See, these production activities need various types of resources. As you know that in the requires of the need of the different areas, it's so different. What the things are required in agricultural area, so those materials or those resources are not required in the industrial area, and even in the same even in the tertiary sector also. So there is the various types of resources, especially whatever we are going to conduct the different activities, and these different activities also requires the different types of resources. The need of agriculture field, the need of industrial field, the need of the service sectors, these are all actually require the different things. For example, so natural resources we require. See, on this earth, if suppose the human beings, if they are going to conduct any kind of activity, especially the production activities, okay, so they require all these things, whatever they require. Now the first thing that, so natural resources, So if there is no natural resources, we cannot do any kind of production activities. Natural resources. And even we cannot imagine also. If there is no natural resources, you can imagine whether is it possible to conduct any production activities? No, there is no. And also, dear students, if the, whether is it enough to conduct the production activities? Even we require man-made items also. Man-made items. See, there are a lot of things which are created by human beings to get use in a different production activities. So without help of the man-made items, so we cannot involve or we cannot practice any kind of activities, especially the production activities. So it is very clear that so the production activities requires the man-made items also, whatever it may be the items. Okay, and whether is it enough. Now natural resources are there and man-made items are there, whether is it enough to conduct the production activities? No. So human effort, if there is no effort then there is no result. So human effort is required. Everything is there but there is no human effort. See, the production of the activity, and even the quality of the production and the quantity of the production, it is completely depend on human effort, how they are going to put their effort in that activity. So if there is no effort and there is no output, and even we cannot imagine also without effort we can do that activity. No. So if we are going to in any sector, we are in a productive activity, we are in production means, so we needs to be put effort. So if there is no effort and there is no result and there is no production also. Okay, dear students, so whether is it enough? Then more essential one. I think you all of you knows that. So there is the beautiful proverb in Kannada. ದುಡ್ಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. So of course natural resources are there, human made items are there, and human effort also it is there. But if there is no money, so this is very much important. So without capital, without investment, without amount, without money, we can't do anything. We can't do anything. So money is more important in production sector, whichever it may be the different sector. If there is no money, ಇದು ಹೇಗಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, if there is no money there is no life, and without money we cannot live, we cannot survive. Whatever we want to fulfill our requires to lead the daily life, and of course everyone they are struggling to get to earn some of the amount, because the money is one of the essential in these present days. And even the status of the man or the status of the person or the status of the country, it's all completely depend upon the economic, including the economic status. Especially it's based on money. And we are considering some of the class people, poor class people, middle class people, rich class people, highly rich class people, how we are going to measure now? Through this only. So that's what it is, one of the essential one. So like that there are so many requires are there, especially to conduct the different kinds of the production activities. So these are some of the, just I mentioned only the few things. So these are the important, the needs to conduct the production activities. These are all the various types of resources for the different activities or different production activities. So natural resources, human made items, human effort, and money. See, my dear students, so we are going to learn in this chapter especially in this village, with the example of this village, how the various resources combine to produce the desired goods and services. Are you getting now? So, in this village, how the people and how we are going to learn, we are going to focus on this only. So, how the various resources combine to produce the desired goods and services that we are going to learn in this village, this example. So, I would like to give a brief introduction to this Palampur. So, once again, I would like to tell about this. This is one of the hypothetical village. Please, you don't search. Of course, it is there any village in the name of Palampur. No. Okay, dear students. Now, let us enter the Palampur village. See, the Palampur village is one of the well connected with the neighboring villages and towns. That means it is a center and it is connected with the other villages also, and even so it is a well connected with the towns also. So surrounding there are many villages and then towns also. So there is a big village which is called as a Roygan. So is 3 kilometers from the Palampur. Just you can imagine. So the distance between the Raigans and then this Palampur, it is about only the 3 kilometers. It is the Raigans. It is one of the biggest village. See, an all-weather road connects the village to Raigans and then further on to the nearest small town. So there is the small town, Shahpur. So from Raigans to there is the good connect with the small town shop, and here many kinds of transports are visible. This is very much important. So we are connecting with the other villages, we are connecting with the other surrounded towns, so there should be a well transport and communication system. If there is no proper transport and communication system, and it's become too difficult, so here the mode of transport on this, starting from bullock carts, but nowadays we cannot see these bullock carts even in rural areas also. The places actually where we are using the bullock carts, it's completely occupied by the modern tractors. So anyhow, and even the Tongas also, you all of you know that especially in Bijapur side there is the Tonga Walas. Even this so famous mode of transport even in North India to travel purpose. And even the another one, bogies. Bogies means actually wooden cart which are drawn by the buffaloes that we cannot see in our surroundings. So wooden cart ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಮರದ ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಬೆಫೆಲೋಸ್ ಇಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಬೋಗೀಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ಲೋಡ್ ಬೋಗಿ ಕಾ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ ನೋ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೋ. So here bullock carts and even the tongas and even the bogies. So how even loaded with jaggery. So they are actually carrying the goods one place to another place. Especially, so these are loaded with the jaggery. Jaggery means bella, and even it's called as a gur. And so the other commodities to motor vehicles like even ಇಷ್ಟೇನ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೊ other motor vehicles also, jeeps also, tractors also, trucks also, little. That's so there the varieties we can see that what type the transport varieties bullock cart in ಹಿಡಿದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ truck ತನಕ. So in this village, so there are only 450 families. So please keep in your mind how many families they were settled in this village. So only 450 families. So the Palampur village is consists of 450 families. Only 415 families. And you know that it is one of the village, and if it is village means, so there we can see, so the various kinds of people, those who are belongs to different religion and different caste. So these 450 families, so they were belongs to different caste and different religion. So this, because this is village, and even in urban areas, so even till today we can see, we cannot see any town or any village, even it's not possible to imagine also in that particular only one community people, one religion people they are living, or one caste people, no. So here all these 450 families, so they were belonging to the different castes, and there are, out of 450, there are 80 upper caste families. This we have to keep. So out of 450, so there are 80 families. Only the small amount is, so only 80. So 450 and 80. So just you can imagine the difference between this. So they own this, the 80 families own the majority of land in the village. So that means here, so the 80 families, they are having their own land. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜಮೀನು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಥವಾ ಜಮೀನು ಉಳ್ಳಂತಹ ಜನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ, it is about only the 80, and only these 80 families they are having land in that village. And what about remaining? See, there are the large number of families that remain, those who are do not have their own land. You can imagine now. See, these 80 members families are there, so their houses, some of them quite large. It's very common. ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ಮನೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಡವರ ಮನೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮನೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇವನ್ ನಾವು ದ ಪುವರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಇವನ್ ದ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮನೇನ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಕಟ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದ್ ಸಾರಿ ಎರಡ್ ಸಾರಿ, ಕೆಲವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಇಡೀ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಜೀವನ ಪರ್ಯಂತ ಒಂದು ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವನ ಕಳೆದೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಡೇಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಸೊ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಏನ್ಸಿಯಂಟ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು, ಸೊ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ದೇ ಮೇ ರಿಚ್, ದೇ ಮೇ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲಾಟ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್, ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್. ಸಿ, some of their houses are quite large and are made up of brick with cement plastering. ನಾ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸೋರ, ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕೆಡ್ಸೋರ, ಇದೇನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಅನಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಆ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಅಮ್ಯಾಸಿಂಗ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಗಳ ಮನೆಗಳು ಗುಡಿಸಲುಗಳು, ತೆಂಗಿನ ಗರಿಗಳು, ಹೀಗೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಜೋಪಡಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಕುಟೀರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಕಾಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವೀಗ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಟ್ಟಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ 400, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ 370 ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಸೊ ಇವ್ರ ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಗಳು ಸಹ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಕಟ್ಸೋರ ಅಥವಾ ಇಟ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸೋರ, ನೋ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್. ಸಿ, ಹಿಯರ್ the SCs, those who are called as SCs, scheduled caste, and in some of the days they used to call also Dalits also. Those who are considered as what we call the suppressed class people in the society throughout the country. See, the SC, what we used to call SC and ST, according to the government instructions, the people, the Dalit. So comprises one third of the population. See here, the SC people, I mean the scheduled caste people, one third of the people. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅತಿ ಈ ಹಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ, ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನರು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಡ್ caste, the one third of the population, and they live in one corner of the village and in much smaller houses. So ಬಹುಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಜನ scheduled caste people in this Palampur village, one third of the population. So they are living in a corner of this village. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಮೂಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ, ಪಲ್ಲಂಪುರ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ವಾಸವಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. And most of their houses are made up of mud and straw. ಮಣ್ಣಿಂದ, ಹುಲ್ಲು ಕಡ್ಡಿಗಳಿಂದ, ತೆಂಗಿನ ಗರಿಗಳಿಂದ, ನಾರುಗಳಿಂದ, ಕುಟೀರಗಳಿಂದ, ಜೋಪಡಿಗಳಿಂದ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಳಿತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So that's what I told. So these 80 families houses were constructed with the bricks and cement plastering. ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ now you are understanding, because these people, the one third of the population of this Palampur village, so their houses, they are living in a corner of this village, and their houses are built with mud and straw. And just you can imagine, if they are living in a mud and straw houses, ಅಥವಾ ಕುಟೀರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಜೋಪಡಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಗುಡಿಸಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what about other facilities of this village people? See, most of the houses have electric connections. Please keep it in your mind. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಮನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. So most of the houses have electric connections. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ, so some of the houses do not have electric connections. They don't have electric connections. See, electricity powers all the tube wells in the fields and is used in various types of small business. So the electricity power, it is used in tube wells in the lands, in agriculture fields, and also in various types of small business. Also the people of this village, so they are using electricity power. See, Palampur has 2 primary schools and 1 high school. See how the writer of this book given the clear picture of this village. It's really so beautiful. Is the focus on, is giving the entire the details of this village. See, the Palampur village, it has 2 primary schools and 1 high school, and also there is a primary health center. There is a hospital which we call as a primary health center. We know that the primary health centers are usually run by the government, and also the Palampur village, there we can see one private dispensary also, one private dispensary also, so where the sick are treated. Even there is a one private dispensary. So there is a primary health center, and there is a one private dispensary also, and there are 2 primary schools, and there is a 1 high school also. So this is all about the small descriptions about the Palampur village. And my dear students, these descriptions, whatever I explained about the Palampur, has fairly well developed systems of routes. We can come to conclude like this by studying this example. I mean by studying all this, the details. So we can come to conclude, and then the description shows that, so the Palampur has a fairly well developed system of roads, transport and electricity, irrigation, schools, and even including health center also. See, that means it is one of the well developing and even so the best village in this area. Even we cannot, sometimes we can compare with our nearby village, which are the villages are having all these facilities. Even you all of you knows that there are so many villages are there till existed in our country, so where there we cannot see the primary schools, and even where there is no the primary health center also, there is no proper road connections, there is no proper transport and communication, until there are so many villages are there, no, are there, so which are that do not have the electricity connections. So it is all shows that it is, of course it is okay, it is in the good condition, at least the facilities are reached and the people are aware about all these things regarding, so the developed, well developed roads, including the transport also, electricity also, irrigation also, schools also, and also the health center also there we can see. So by studying this we can get a clear picture of, and we can imagine how the village Palampur is there, the condition of the village Palampur. So already I told that. So this village, it is one of the imaginary village. So by studying the different activities which are conducted, I mean, by the this respective village people, so we are going to study the production activities through these villages. Are you getting now? So whatever the production activities, the different types of production activities were done by or conducted by, so these people, these village people, so that we are going to study in this chapter. I hope, dear students, you all of you understood whatever I explained in this chapter. And more activities and regarding this, whatever they were conducted and conducting or the involved in the production activities and all, let us discuss in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.